everyone. Thanks for coming to Storytime today. We get to read a book that I love to read at Valentine's Day that's called Waking Beauty. Can you read that? Waking Beauty. This is a story about a princess named Sleeping Beauty who has been asleep for 100 years. And the prince comes to try to wake her up, but he doesn't know that the way for a prince to wake a sleeping princess is with true love's kiss. He has to give her a kiss on the lips. And because he doesn't know that, oh dear, you're going to see he tries all sorts of other silly ways to wake her up instead. Let's find out what those are in Waking Beauty. Once upon a Saturday, in search of dragons he could slay, Prince Charming heard a dreadful sound that shook the land for miles around. So he's searching for a dragon to slay, and he hears something that shakes the ground for miles around. Maybe it is the dragon. Look, even the horse is looking like, huh? Can you do that? Ready? Huh? It thundered from a castle tall. He raced to scale its prickly wall. So he's climbing up even through the prickly rose bushes. A dragon lies within, he cried, and hand on sword he crept inside. Then hung his head. Oh, rats, he said, it's just a snoring girl in bed. He peeked behind her canopy and spied some fairies. 1, 2, 3. She's snored this way 100 years, they whimpered through their fairy tears. So she's been asleep like this for 100 years. You can tell that's why she's covered with cobwebs and why there's spiders and dust everywhere. And the fairies are so sad because their princess whom they love has been asleep for 100 years. Oh. That long? He frowned. She sure sleeps late. Wake her up. Why do you wait? The fairy scowled. Don't be so dense. She'll only wake up for a prince. We see you finally made the trip. Now give the girl a little lip. And what they mean by that is, you finally got here. Now give her some lip. Give her a little kiss and that will wake her up. Okay, he said, if you insist. He drew his mouth up in a twist. And they think he's going to do it. They think he's going to wake her up with true love's kiss. And hollered, wake up, lazy bones. Can you do wake up, lazy bones like he did? Ready? Wake up, lazy bones. Good. Her snores drowned out the fairies' groans. They went, oh, that's not it. They shook their heads. No, not like this. You have to wake her with a... I thought it was going to say kiss, but he interrupted. Hey, I know. He tapped his head and started jumping on the bed. He thinks jumping on the bed will wake her up? Beauty shot up, hoops and all, then sailed down like a parasol. So she did jump really high, but she just came back down like an umbrella floating through the sky. This did not wake the maiden fair, but loosed the cobwebs in her hair. The fairies all began to hiss, she'll only wake to true love's. Wait! Prince Charming waved his hand. Don't worry, girls, I understand. Uh-oh. He says I understand, but I worry that he doesn't really understand. And stooping o'er her snoring snout, he dumped a water pitcher out. That means he stood over her snoring nose with a pitcher of water. Oh dear, and he's dumping it all over her face? Show me thumbs up or down if you think that will work. Will the water splashing on her face wake her up? A couple kids say yes, but most kids say no, that's not going to work. And stooping o'er her snoring snout, he dumped a water pitcher out. On she slept, she did not stir. Thick dust had turned to mud on her. Oh dear. Meaning the only thing that happened is the dust that was covering her is now muddy because of the water. The feisty fairies grabbed his ear, making certain he could hear. Take careful aim, you must not miss. You have to wake her with a... Oh, I know what you were planning. Prince Charming spied a castle cannon. Which, don't you know, a cannon is what you use to shoot out huge giant cannonballs? And look what he did. He put Sleeping Beauty in the cannon, thinking, I'll shoot her out. That will wake her up. He stuffed the Sleeping Beauty in. She soon came shooting out again. Kaboom! Can you do that sound? Ready? Kaboom! Good. Kaboom! She fell into the moat, where all her hoops kept her afloat. So luckily her skirts kept her from sinking, but did it work? You can see her eyes are still closed. Still on she snored as frightened trout and crocodiles jumped right out. All the fish and crocodiles are jumping out of the way. We don't want to get hit by a splashing princess. Prince Charming fished the girl ashore. The fairies yelled, "Enough! No more!" They're so frustrated with him because he won't listen to them. He just keeps interrupting. Can you do it like you're frustrated and say, "Enough! No more!" Ready? Enough! No more! Good. They fluttered round him, feeling frantic. How can you be so unromantic? She won't have ever after bliss until you wake her with a kiss. If I start, can you finish? Unless you wake her with a kiss. And look at his face. He goes, huh? Can you do that? Ready? Huh? Yeah, he didn't know that princes have to wake up princesses with kisses. The prince's knees began to shake. His noble heart began to quake. 100 years of morning breath? Wow, that could be the kiss of death. He means if I have to kiss her after she hasn't brushed her teeth for 100 years, she's going to have terrible breath. I don't want to kiss her. He poked her muddy, matted curls. I've heard that there are germs on girls. He wiped her mouth clean with his shirt. I hope, he squeaked, this doesn't hurt. He's finally doing it. His puckered lips met Beauty's. Smack! And in her sleep, she kissed him back. Mwah! Can you do that? Ready? Mwah! Mm-hmm. Prince Charming smiled. Not bad, he said. The maiden sat up in her bed. It finally worked. She stretched and yawned and rubbed her eyes. Then, much to everyone's surprise, she popped Prince Charming with her fist. Who said that you could have a kiss? She doesn't know the fairies have been telling him to do it the entire story. The pummeled prince slid down, poor chap, and fell asleep on Beauty's lap. Beauty groaned and bent to shake him. Fairies, tell me how to wake him. Just let the poor boy sleep, they said, and tired too, they went to bed. They think, we're not doing this again. So even though now the prince is the one who's asleep, they say, nope, let him rest. But fairy tales can't end like this. We know she woke him with a kiss. Yep, she will decide, okay, I'll kiss him and wake him up just like he woke me up. I love that story because that prince is so silly, trying everything except true love's kiss to wake up Sleeping Beauty. I'm so glad he finally figured it out. Okay, bye. See you next time.